Hello and welcome today. Our guest is MMA fighter Ty Clark. Ty, can you please say a few words about yourself for the introduction to get to know the fans so we can kick off? Thank you for accepting the call.
Yeah, no problem, man. It's your boy Ty Clark, fighting out of Fort Worth, Texas. Um, just loving the fight game, loving the martial arts. Just trying to get better and use training every day for happiness and staying out of trouble.
Excellent. When did you start training MMA?
I started training MMA January 2011. I was training boxing and Muay Thai before then, but I didn't really like to get kicked for the Muay Thai part, and then so I was just ready to do MMA because we had a full MMA team at the time. My boxing coach, he was a world class champion, but he ended up moving. So I was like, all right, shit, let's just do this MMA stuff. So I trained in 2011.
Can you elaborate your nickname, please?
Elaborate on which one? On my nickname?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So the land shark comes from me being able to fight on the ground and fight standing up. I don't really choose where the fight goes. I just play the fight how it goes and just look to win during the fight. So my jiu-jitsu coach, he gave me his blue belt, and then I was going by the name Tip Top because I was in pretty good shape. So I was like, I'm in tip top shape. And he's like, man, what about Land Shark? That sounds like a lot better. And it goes with the name too, Thailand Shark. I was like, yeah, I like that. Plus the jiu-jitsu guys, they're sharks on the ground. And I never really cared. I never called myself a lion. I never really called myself any type of animal. So when he said shark, I was like, oh yeah. People was like, oh, I'm a gorilla, I'm a lion. I'm like, I don't feel like I'm any of those. You know what I'm saying? And then once they said you're a shark, I'm like, I'm a shark for sure.
Yeah, excellent. Do you have a favorite move and how would you describe your fighting style?
So my fighting style is um I just look to fight, you know what I'm saying? I train everything. I just try to go out there and pick my opponent apart and beat him either at his game or beat him at what he's not good at. It's just how the fight goes. But if I'm looking to do anything or naturally, I got longer legs than most opponents, and my vision is better than most people, so it makes my reach. It's making it seem like my arm reach is a little bit longer. My arm's not that big, but I do have long legs, so I do like to do a lot of kicks. I do like to set down on my punches and look to like a Muay Thai striker. Where I say like a Muay Thai boxer. I box first and then look to do Muay Thai, and then if the wrestling is there, I look for the wrestling. But I try not to go for too many submissions on the ground, especially at a pro level. A lot of these guys beat the fair and stuff like that. So I just like to punch them out.
Who are your coaches and sparring partners?
Man, I got Stephen Wright. He's my head coach. He he had won two championships in the UFC. Um, then you got Charlie Blanchard. He was on a tough black belt under the American top team, Livario, but he ended up moving to Fort Worth, where I'm at. And then we got Greg Wilson. He's my wrestling coach. He's one of the strongest, one of the smallest heavyweights in the NCAA history, and smashed him, dude. So, he can. I'm bigger. I'm one of the bigger guys in my weight class, but he can show me what the smaller guys are trying to do. He also can show me how to use my strength a little bit better with just technique. And I got Randy Delacruz. He's my strength and conditioning coach out of Metro Flex. One of the strongest dudes in the world. Help me with my nutrition. Um, I just got a bunch of up and coming fighters and stuff like that I train with. Um, that help me out. I like to train with the up and coming guys because they don't complain much. They don't really know the dangers of getting hit hard. They don't care. They just go for it and stuff like that. And I don't have to hear about no complaining and stuff. And we go out there, we put in work. So, good team.
What can you say about your first amateur fight?
My first amateur fight wasn't supposed to happen. Um, I was just training hard, and I had like six teammates who was on the card. I'm like, hey, let me fight. You know, I kept telling my coach, let me fight. And now you're not ready yet. You know, we'll get you something different. You know, just wait. I'm like, man, I'm ready. And then I just messaged the promoter like, let me fight. And he's like, all right, bet. So I went out there and I got the fight. They played the right rock out music. Um, I was looking to wrestle. I was coming from a striking gym, but I was like, I want to wrestle this guy. They was like, what are you doing? Knock him out. I was like, no, I want to wrestle him. GSP's my favorite fight. I want to take him to the ground like GSP do people. So I eventually got the choke. It was more strength than technique, but it's also technique because I already had the choke in. He just flung me over, and I was literally on the ground. He was over top of me. I just got him and just threw him into my guard, and I took his back, and I finished the choke right there, and got the submission win. He was training longer than me and stuff like that, and he's around a bunch of good wrestlers, so I feel like that was a real good win for me. I wanted to finish it faster, but I got it done in a second.
What can you say about your professional debut?
My first professional debut, it was hard, man. The professional debut is the exact same thing that's been going on with these last few years. I just couldn't find anybody to fight me. And there's just so much time in between fights that has nothing to do with me at all. I'm always in the gym. I'm always trying to take fights. You just couldn't get a fight, so I ended up taking a fight on 2-3 weeks notice. And that guy was actually supposed to be fighting somebody that I ended up fighting down the line. And I ended up taking his spot. And I went down there. I drove in trash bags and a sauna suit, and the heat was on. And then my friend, he didn't even have AC anyway, so it was hot outside. So I sweat out like 3 pounds on my way to Oklahoma. Show up, my opponent missed weight. And then we go out, we fight in the barn. It's hot. He's bouncing around, throwing all these spinning kicks. I'm trying to grab him. I'm shooting takedowns off my knees because this is when I was still wrestling with the high school kids club. So my wrestling was on point then. So I'm shooting takedowns off my knees. Every time he throw a punch, I'm taking him to the ground. And he missed weight. I didn't get paid off that, none of that stuff. But I just wanted to go pro, and it was a good experience.
Outstanding.
But it was the beginning. Yeah, it was the beginning of what is still going on. There's just a lot of weird stuff as being a professional. It's not my fault. No, it's the fight game, so she's got to adjust to it.
How did you defeat Brandon Evans?
Yeah, Brandon. That's probably one of my I think one of my only scheduled fights that I've ever had as a that was the only fight that I've had so far as a pro that's been scheduled for more than 6 weeks. All my other fights has been 3 weeks notice, 2 weeks notice, stuff like that. Even some days a couple days notice. So that was my only 6 weeks notice fight. I went out there. I love fighting in February, Valentine's Day Massacre. That's my month to really shine. I went out there and put them. I just out striking. I just felt good everywhere because I had a good camp. I knew I was going to fight, and I knew who I was going to fight. So all I needed to do was just stay in the gym and just work on me. And once the fight began, just break them down like I always do. I never really go in there with a game plan. I just go in there, I watch their videos, and then just go in there and just break them down after that.
What can you say about your EFC debut versus Christian Kemp? Correct me if I misspelled.
Yeah, so Christian Kemp, that's the guy who was supposed to fight Roberson, man. Christian, he's a tough dude. His record really don't show it. That's just a problem that we have in the Midwest. We don't really have much people looking out for us. But anyways, Christian, he crazy, man. He's coming out there, moving. He's fighting me the way I like to be fighting. He's probably the only fighter. I wish I had more people who fought me like the way Christian did because he's the only one who comes forward. He was coming forward, going for takedowns, using pressure. But, I had to pop him up a little bit, hit him with the left hook. I hit him with a legal knee on accident, but I thought he was shooting. So as soon as I see him coming up off the ground, I hit him in the forehead, and they said it was illegal. But I still feel like I pulled him up. I also feel like he was shooting into the knee, so whatever. But it didn't really hurt him. I was super dehydrated. I didn't figure that out until a couple years later. What was the problem? But Chris was a good fight, good experience. I wish I'd have got the finish, but he came to fight. Christian was begging to fight me, and he came ready with a good game plan.
What are your thoughts on your Bellator debut, and what do you think as of a Bellator as a promotion?
Yeah, Bellator debut. It was cool. It was fun. I wish that they came to my hometown. Look for fighters and stuff like that. I never say no to anybody. They gave me a tough matchup. From a dude up the street who was really connected with Bellator and stuff like that. All his coaches who was active fighters at the time too. So, I come in. I almost missed weight, but they was like, "Nah, we ain't gonna let you miss weight, Ty. You ain't gonna tell nothing. You better go in there and make weight." So I was in end up making the weight, but I was trying to put him away, and Duran was just he was tough. I hit him with a couple knees and stuff like that, but my body just wouldn't react the way I needed to do to finish him. But I got the good win. I kicked him. And I tried to kick him. I kicked the cage. I hurt my foot. And then it was also kind of messed up because I sold so many tickets for that fight. So many tickets. And nobody got to see me fight because I was the first fight. Everybody's used, because I've always been the main event. So everybody used to me fighting last, and they come because it's a new promotion for Bellator. I was the first fighter on Bellator, so nobody was there. But it was good. Bellator, wish I'd have got paid a little more, but it was all good. They gave me some gloves, They didn't give nobody else no gloves, and I thought we was going to create some type of partnership, but it was just one and done fight, and it on to the next.
How did you defeat Chase Gibson?
How did what?
How did you defeat him? How did you win that fight?
Oh, for the Bellator one?
Yeah?
Yeah, it was a decision. It was the judges said I won two judges said I won the first 2 rounds, and then the one judge gave me all 3 rounds. I don't think he won the 3rd round. I just think he started fighting back, and but that wasn't enough to win the round. I felt like he just had like my back, I think, for a little bit. But other than that, I was beating him up, and he was just running the whole time. So it was unanimous decision, 29, 28, 30, 27.
Excellent. What can you say about your TUF 27 run?
Oh man, so I really just took that to be on a TV show. You can't say no to be on a TV show, you know what I'm saying? But it helped me become an athlete, being around all these athletes and stuff like that, knowing what I need to do, knowing how to do it, understanding cardio, and then just being around all these guys and who's supposed to be, good as me in the next UFC prospects. All of them was complaining about how hard I train and stuff like that. But they taught me a lot of stuff about like cooking and, but yeah, it was good being on there with DC, Stipe, and all the coaches, and just getting to be on TV. Trying to become, I wouldn't say famous, but a little bit more popular, just to get my name out there. But if I would have known that it was gonna put my name back this far, I probably wouldn't have done it because I knew I wasn't in shape. But I also thought that if you get on the TV show, right, it's like a 12-week TV show. So like the first 4 weeks, I thought they was gonna have us like a training camp, and then we get ready to fight. Nah, as soon as you're tough, you're supposed to show up, ready to fight. So that was my mistake a little bit. But they did give us a little bit of time to get in shape. But not as a team. They kept us in this hotel and away from people and stuff like that. But it was a great experience, man. I'd do it again for sure, anytime.
What are your thoughts on your LFA debut?
Um, Man, LFA debut is cool because I haven't had a fight. I was looking for a fight. Nobody would fight me. And this young undefeated prospect comes out of nowhere. I'll fight him, and I was like, bad. So I went out there and was just looking for my takedowns. Because every time I go forward, he go backwards. But he had long legs, so I can get them long legs. He keep moving backwards. Only time he come forward is if you fan or throwing a shot. He's not really looking to wrestle me. So yeah, I was like, I just wrestle him, and I was trying to get the finish, but he has like a little slick head control on the ground. But that was a problem, and he also had like a hook on my leg. So even if I would have got my head out, I felt like he had like a counterbalance to where he would like flip me. So it was weird trying to like get it to a dominant position and stuff like that to try to get the finish. But he did a real good job of holding on and just surviving. He wasn't really fighting. I was trying to hurt him. I didn't turn it up to the third round. Third round, I was definitely trying to get a knockout.
What are your thoughts on your fight against Chase Gibson? Did you have some special game plan? How did it go? Are you pleased? Are you maybe not satisfied? What would you like to fix?
Man, everything was going good. I wanted to win the fight. I wanted to win every single round, but sometimes you can't win every round. So what you do is you go in there, you either go in there to win rounds or you go in there to finish the fight. So I was going in there to finish the fight. Everything was perfect to a T till the referee stopped the fight. How would you stop the fight if my hands is crossed and I'm holding my hands and I'm just relaxing, breathing? The person passed out, and hands are connected. They ain't looking up at you and ask you, why are you stopping the fight? It looked like I honestly thought the round was over. So when I looked at him, I was like, oh, I wasn't shocked or anything like that. So I was like, oh, I bet the round is over, Because at first I thought he was saying I was holding dude's shorts because my hands was in a position to where his shorts were. So it looked like I was pushing his shorts away from hip pressure. But once I realized that he wasn't putting much pressure on anymore, that was going to be his only. His last readjustment was his strongest adjustment. So all I had to do right there was just relax and let him burn himself out because it had a good grip. So I was just relaxing with the good grip. When the referee stopped the fight, I thought he was like, oh, round's over. But he's waving his hands. I'm like, why would you stop it for? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was sitting here controlling myself. Oh, no, you was out. How was you out? But I seen your eyes. I had my eyes closed. And then if you look at the video, there's no way he could see my eyes, you know what I'm saying? Because the Chase is on top of my head. So my face is facing the ground. So I'm literally just controlling my breathing. You know what I'm saying? I was making gurgling noises and stuff like that. But once I was able to catch my breath and he readjusted, the gurgling noises went away because I knew that the truck wasn't going to get so tighter. But he had really good control. So why would I fight the good control when he's about to burn himself out? I've already hurt him, you know what I'm saying? But that's just the finishing part. About the game plan and stuff like that. I just wanted to wear him out with grappling and stuff like that. I wasn't able to initiate the grappling, but he was. So I was letting him wear himself out with the grappling because he just wasn't. These guys don't fight me back. They just stand there. So he wasn't really like fighting me back. He was looking to counter me. So I was like, how do I wear this guy out without also wearing myself out? Because he's just standing there. If I just keep throwing shots, he just keep blocking. Yeah, I might win, but I'm not trying to win by decision. I need to make this guy fight back too, or I can catch him with something. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I just started blasting him with punches and then end with leg kicks. So I knew he didn't check kicks, so I was going to face to game plan 2 of the fight, which was Herman's leg kicks, because he doesn't check leg kicks and he doesn't check the hook at all. He just stands there with a tight guard. I was coming around with the hook. Once I hit him there, boom, I hit him with a leg kick. His coach yelled out, calf. I don't know why his coach yelled out to kick me in the calf, and I'm throwing calf, and I'm throwing the one throwing leg kicks. So I kicked him in the calf. I seen his leg fly all the way back. I was like, it's over there. I do a cross hook low kick on the outside, jab, cross hook, low kick again. Boom! I seen his leg hurt. I was like, bad. So then I do like a cross hook, low kick, and then he caught that, and that's when we went to the ground. Yeah, the game plan was to break him down and get the finish in the second or third round. If he was to throw back in the first round to counter it, but he didn't throw back in the first round because he got the little trip on the cage, and I was cool with all that. I didn't care about winning no round. If I wanted to win a round, I would have just went in there and just held him to the ground like I do all my fights. But I wanted to go in there and get a finish. It's clear that if I ever wanted to hold somebody to the ground to get a decision win, I can easily do that. I've done that, and I had 8 pro fights. I've done that in 6 pro fights. So he would have been no exception. It would have been easy as done. But that wasn't the game plan. The game plan was to knock him out or submit him. And I felt the best way to finish him was to knock him out. Now you can come up with a game plan all you want to, but in a fight is where you have to the game plan going to work or it's not going to work. I feel like the game plan we had was going to work exactly the way we wanted to. So then we tweak it up a little bit. And that's exactly what I did. I tweaked it up. He couldn't walk. He could not walk outside the cage in the second round. That means that he probably wouldn't have been able to walk in the beginning of the third round, which the referee would have stopped the fight at the beginning of the third round. I got robbed of one of the best comebacks probably of the year, easily of the night, because he was winning. He's winning the first round. And I don't know if they would have gave him the second round, but he wouldn't have been able to walk in the third round. So I definitely got robbed of that. And they had to carry him out the ring. He's still on curses and stuff like that. He wouldn't. Once he sat down in the third round for the student, he wouldn't have been able to get back up. They would have had to call it. And the referee, he shouldn't have been refereeing my fight. It's a conflict of interest. He was a jiu-jitsu coach at the gym that I left in Wichita, Kansas. But I thought that they would have changed it to another guy. But everybody from that area knows that he's not supposed to be cornering me. I mean, he's not supposed to be refereeing me at all. Like, that's bad blood there. But that's another story. So, yeah, it was a good fight, though. I just got robbed of an epic comeback.
Excellent. What are your plans for the future? Do you plan to stay in LFA or you're fishing for a new contract, new promotion, maybe some new fight out of LFA?
Well, I mean, LFA is coming, to my hometown where I sell a lot of tickets at. Pretty sure, they could use a big ticket seller. We just didn't know that they was going to allow a crowd for this last event.
They allowed?
Crazy. Yeah, they told me like 2 days before. I was crazy with the ticket sales. But no, I plan on just fighting for me. I've never said no to anybody. I'm fighting guys from wherever. This guy, he stepped up, in his brother's honor. I was supposed to fight his brother, and then I find out 2 days later I'm fighting this guy. And his brother would have been like a little bit more perfect fight because he hasn't fought in a long time too. As Chase, he's been very active, But it is what it is. I look to stay busy. And hopefully, I guess after I don't know if they're gonna overturn it or a loss is a loss, but some of these guys want to see that and think they can beat me now. So maybe I have more people to beat up. Instead of people just watching. And just saying, I don't want to fight him, So hopefully, this leads to better opportunity, more opportunities so I can get back to the UFC.
Would you like to add something to this interview? Is there something we missed to say? Maybe you would like to greet someone or?
No, man, just everybody, we all gonna go through something. So I make sure I keep your head up, man. I'm a fighter. I don't need no sympathy. I don't care about wins and losses. I care about, staying out the streets. I care about being happy. And money is never an issue, but I would definitely love to, get more sponsors behind my back, because I'm one of the guys who's been doing it the longest without no support and stuff like that. I just been grinding, but I'm the hardest worker. I'm going to be here forever, as a fighter. When I retire, I'm going to be that do-rag, wearing clothes, talking smack to everybody and hyping my fighters up, walking around, super confident because I know I put my fighters through work. Same work I went through, so I'm gonna be in this sport forever. They're gonna have to see me. Shout out to Kansas Athletic Commission for even allowing events. Thank you to you for bringing me on the show, talking to me. Shout out to LFA, Mark Bear, everybody out there. Shout out to my whole team. I already mentioned my coaches, War Room, my sponsors, SNS Manufacturing, Chemistry. You can Metro Flash, all of them on my social media. Check them out. Check the huge thanks to my management, Sucker Punch. For taking for signing me. It's funny to see a lot of these other like big management. They started watching my stories and trying to get in contact with me during fight week because they thought I fell off. Like, nah, I ain't fall off. That's what y'all get for just watching. You know what I'm saying? I'm always gonna be here. I'm always gonna be one of the best prospects. I'm always gonna be one of the most feared guys because I put in work. I ain't going nowhere. That ain't a loss. That ain't a learning lesson. It's on to the next, and just keep focusing on happiness because I ain't lose. I ain't learning nothing. I always learn something, but I ain't lose. It's just a chance. I'm gonna take it as a loss, but it's just a chance to get better and keep beating up people. Keep getting better.
Thank you so much for this interview. I will start creating video now. Hope in few hours I will send you video, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Ty. Goodbye. Catch you all next time. Hope you bounce back with the win.
You know it.
Alright. Goodbye.